And we are back for another episode, another series, another time spending with you guys on this glorious Friday afternoon for another session of ACTnow Hot Issue. What's for lunch? Mio Adlan here, as always, coming to you live on the ACTnow Facebook page. That's where you're actually watching us right now. So, as always, before even I go further, sebelum I nak berceloteh lebih banyak lagi, please comment down on the comment section. Give us a like and as well as share this video, because why? We want to be supportive. We want to be your source of information on this glorious Friday afternoon, that you can share it with your loved ones, with your family members, with your friends, and for them to actually get the same info as what you are getting as well. And as always, it's been a week, and you know what's coming. It's Friday. I say it's Friday. It is Friday, folks. And yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, because I know a lot of you actually ambil cuti extra 2 days to enjoy the long festive season. And I'm obviously not too late again in wishing all of you guys out there a happy Chinese New Year. Hong Si Fa Chai to everyone who's celebrating it. Tak kisahlah you China ke you India ke you Melayu ke, I bet everyone is experiencing all of the happiness and joyness in life right now, celebrating with your loved ones. One person I know who has been celebrating and who has been leaving me for the past 2 episodes. Dia tak nak balik. Dia seronok sangat enjoy. Sekarang baru dia nak balik, Mr. Melvin Lam. Hey, Melvin.
Hey, 恭喜发财，恭喜发财。
How are you?
It's not that I don't want to come back. I was always around.
Yes,
to the last minute of the show, the last second of the show. It's just I was a bit tired.
Of course.
You know? So I was in my house in a comfort zone. I said, let's Mio take over for the 2 show.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about Tai Chi. You see what? You got firecrackers happening already at your place?
Yes, it's outside the office, because today we actually started work today after New Year. And then my neighbors around all have this I can't do it in my office because it's on the 32nd floor, but those hotels around here and shops around here actually light up the firecrackers since this morning to signify that they are back in business to start the year. They have a prosperous year, you know. So I've been hearing this since this morning.
Did you plan, or did you have, the lion dance at your office? Coming into your office, leaving an orange at every table of the staff members?
I did not hear from the management office yet, because they supposed to give the. Well, I understand that usually the management company of the building will arrange it and will tell the tenants whether you would like to invite them. But I guess. Okay. It's pretty quiet in my office, in my block. Everyone's still probably not coming back to work yet, and only me. I'm too eager to get back to work. But when I reached home on the I was a bit tired. I know of the long, because I did my planning on the last minute. Everything rushed at home, then travel between after 2 nights, come back again. It's on the road. Most of the time was on the road, and the weather was hot,
Yeah.
I don't know about KL, but it was hot while I was driving, and so I get a bit weak. I mean, as you age, your recovery.
You need extra time lah. Kalau I selalunya I take 1 day, you ambil seminggu lah. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I know. I did not seminggu yet lah, so I took 3 days lah.
Okay, fair enough. But whatever it is, Marvin, we do hope that you had an enjoyable time. You obviously went up north, and hopefully you had a good time with your families and friends. And also, granted, you follow SOP kan? You follow kan? You cakap.
Yes, I tell you, this is the time we go back because we have not been back since last year. It's strictly in the house. Those days I used to go to the evening after dinner, go to islands, go visit, go to Galaxy for prayers, and after that, go up to around Georgetown, and lepak there, for a drink or no. This year strictly home.
Strictly home. Very good. So you're a very disciplined and very well mannered, very common sense like kind of person.
Yeah, I have my brain has not left any part of my body yet.
Lovely. Very good to hear that. Very good.
We are eager to go back to visit our friends, not even friends for the matter, for our parents, right? So stay with them, enjoy the times with them because we have missed out. But if everyone start to go out again, which happened, I saw the news in KL, in Pavilion, people are so packed outside Pavilion. Look, my God, just watch the lion dance. But then they were like sardine pack, what I seen on the news. It's not be good, So do not take it to the maximums until that we have to restrict ourselves again.
Yeah. And until we have actually gone into the endemic phase, we still need to treat this very, very seriously because COVID is still around.
Number has been increasing. Yesterday was 5,000 plus, 5,007, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, almost touching 6,000 right now. I don't see the numbers anymore lately because again, I'm quite happy the fact that my family members are vaccinated, but then we are still, at risk of contracting the virus even though we are vaccinated.
I can tell you, okay, Mio, this person you probably heard of her. One of my colleagues yesterday texted me. She was tested positive, right? Because last week rather, she went with the husbands are in the physical training in Batu Pahat.
Okay.
They have something like an event there with people physical training, all these things. It seems that the organizer failed to take one of the members' temperature or showing certificate, whatever it is. And this member actually, they have a training and was spread. She caught the virus. She felt that she have a big fever, uneasy, and went back. And husband didn't get it. The daughter didn't get it. The son got it. So she told me next week or so she had to quarantine herself with son not unable to go out.
Yeah.
So it happens now. I mean, I always say please do not happen to any of my colleagues, and it happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, one is my dearest, is my partner. CS go last year. I mean, this time last year, he was in hospital Malaya. He got the virus. Last year was the peak of this time, so he spent his New Year in hospital, Malaya hospital, and he contacted pneumonia. He was actually,
pneumonia.
Yeah, in the so-called phase 4. In very critical conditions, isolated by himself, and he has done 2 bypass in last time. We were so worried about him. Luckily, on the 9th day or 10th day of the Chinese New Year, he was so-called declared back to normal. He's actually spent about 3-4 weeks, because the first 2 weeks, those at the peak time, hospital Sungai Buloh refused to take him because it was overloaded.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it was only a year ago that all of these things were very critical to the nation, and we just really do hope that.
Sometimes, I recall our previous Prime Minister Tun M say, Malaysians lupa, senang lupa.
Memang sebab kita suka makan semut. Hence why bila you makan semut, you selalu lupa Kalau 1 ekor semut, you lupa 40 hari. Imagine kalau you makan 1 sudu, you basically forget the whole of your life.
So we should thanks. I say when I go back to Penang, I say thanks. Which I should stay at home because a year ago, the whole nation was so panicked. We're not allowed to move in the states and all these things. So a year has passed. Yes, now we can travel. Please to not make it happen, to the history repeat by itself. So go back and stay with your family, and after that come back to KL or come back to wherever place.
Yeah, exactly. Itu
And
dia
I hope this
pesanan
raya
penaja
too.
daripada Melvin
I hope
selama
this
7
raya as
minit.
well.
Pesanan penaja daripada Melvin 7 minit bercakap tentang sejarah setahun lalu berkenaan dengan COVID. Walaupun kita banyak nak cerita hot issue, but it's also important for us to actually remind ourselves, apa keadaan kita sekarang, what are the
I will
things that we
remind you during Hari Raya.
Yeah, you'll definitely remind me, but you already wasted 7 minutes of our time
No,
here. But
it's
nevertheless,
true things that we experience. It's
definitely,
the number
definitely.
has to be increasing every day.
Exactly. So it's good to be to have that self reminder for us, in order for us to live our lives. So now let's jump into our session
Okay, that
today.
was
Okay,
what?
let's go into the hot topic that we want to cover. It is Friday anyway, so Friday kita chill, kita relax. Okay, tak apa,
Yeah.
Melvin jangan marah. It's okay, it's fine.
No,
Lepas
this
ni
is
kita
my clearing
cerita.
out. What I missed out our last 2 episodes.
Dia nak cover. Mampus. Kalau bagi Melvin lepas ni 2 jam hot issue memang tak akan cukup. Alright, let's talk about the first topic that we want to talk about. Is that this is actually I would want to say this is more of a pandemic issue as well. Because why? This issue that we want to cover, that we want to talk about today, it's not just happening in Malaysia, but it's been happening all around the world, in which that it has been reported in the news lately that people are taking advantage of the disabled people, in which that they are forming syndicates for beggars to go around and get money from the rakyat, from the people, menggunakan orang kata belas kasihan and that sorry feeling for them to actually get money from people, and then they would feed their bosses back to basically running a scam out of people. And it has been reported in Negeri Sembilan the public should stop giving beggars money because most of them belong to syndicates. This is coming from the Negeri Sembilan Women, Family and Welfare Committee Chairman Nicole Tan, who has mentioned recently they have found out a one-armed male foreigner was found begging, and then he had made more than 300 ringgit in just few hours. And again, this is a very alarming note, and we know this already, and this has been happening not just in Malaysia but all over the world. Marvin, what do you think?
It's true. I mean, it happens in my place in the morning market as well. In those days before the COVID-19, where truly this I seen them coming in taxi, and after that they start begging. They will all of a sudden you will see their leg can't walk anymore. And those days, a lot of China mainland people comes to Malaysia for this purpose, for these professions. They actually come here. They were actually it's under a syndicate. Their income. I mean, of course, China is very rich now. That is only the cities, but the rural Chinese is not what you see in our drama and all these things. So it's a syndicate. They come together. They someone to receive them, and as what they say, they will have no arms, no legs, and all these things, but they can be so mobile. I have actually seen them some being dropped off by the syndicate's van, and this has been reported. It's nothing new, but somehow Malaysia is. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying all. It takes so long to solve an issue.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, looking at this, Melvin. I mean, in true fact, there are people who are who are disabled, yang memang tak ada kudarat ataupun yang memang tak ada peluang untuk mencari pekerjaan. They had to resort to begging because they are literally living on days and whatever it is that they can get. They can't find a job. They are homeless and whatnot. We understand that, and the welfare, the welfare ministry would definitely want to help these people. But the problem is right now there are a small number of people out there, or should I say, big number even, who's taking advantage all of these folks and getting them to sort of work untuk minta sedekah, and a lot of whatever it is that they have collected actually goes to the big boss, the one who's holding them at ransom, tak bagi diorang keluar, tak bagi diorang makan benda-benda macam ni, and expect them to beg. Because it's also reported a clip of a duo begging went viral on social media, which they earn up to about 2,300 ringgit a day.
Yes,
and imagine this number is just crazy.
It's like, if I can remember correctly, Malaysians is known as very generous when it comes to editors. I mean, in fact, during the floods, doing the white flags. Malaysians, regardless of race or regions where you are, we are all there to help out. You know, it's not how much we help, but we have the heart to help out. You know, that's I have only a bowl of rice, and we see something misfortune, I will share my bowl of rice. Let's take half. You know, so Malaysians is actually attracts a lot of such unwanted. I mean, it's quite not a good scenes. I mean, if you're in a city, some foreigners come to you, and the scene in the cities, it's a lot of beggars. It's not good. I mean, authorities try to, but it's not them. It's the syndicates that you should go after.
Exactly. And lebih-lebih lagi ada syndicate yang menggunakan budak-budak. They're using children. We're talking about children in the age between 3, 4 and 5. They have their face so darkened because of filth and because of kekotoran and whatnot. And then like these like abang and adik walk around Jalan Masjid India, Jalan Tun Kuala Rahman, near around the Sogo area. I know that's a very hot spot where a lot of these people actually go out.
I can remember stories, articles about 40, 50 years ago. I mean, I was still very young. The fear of their children being kidnapped. I don't know whether you call that. Of reasons that no such articles, but when I remember one parent could not find his son, was afraid that he was kidnapped and to our close neighbor Thailand and disfigure him.
Yeah, on purpose.
On purpose, disfigure him, make him not cut his leg, whatever it is, so that he will be hopeless and will be trained under this academy to beg.
Yeah.
I know.
Itulah.
Yeah, and it was never the child. It was never found, but there's this fear in those days. But luckily, I mean nowadays we don't hear so much of it. So I hope the authorities, the immigrations, the PDRM, go after the syndicates, please.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tell you, could be millionaire themselves.
I mean, I think that's a well-known fact already. So I mean, again, people like what you said. People of Malaysia, kita orang Malaysia, we are very kind-hearted. We always like to help. It is like our job, our responsibility. It is in our culture. It is in our blood to wanting to help people who are in need. But the people out there, the small number of people who are taking advantage of this, they should be slapped. They should be caned. They should be put to jail because they are really using, other human beings for their own benefit. In getting themselves richer and making these poor people unfortunately staying poor and be in debt to them forever. So please, authorities, as what Navin has mentioned, please do something about this. Do all serbuan and get to the bottom of this, because I think if you really put your heads together, you can actually find out. Kalau dalam movie CSI boleh je buat, I think Malaysia PDRM mesti boleh buat juga kan.
Yes, and I hope that one also help the private sector. Can actually assist this unfortunate OKU. They're under categorized OKU, right? Orang Keupayaan, Kurang Keupayaan. Offer them jobs.
Yep.
I mean, I swear to the legs in front of me, my circular legs, right? I always been thinking, I have in mind, if ACTnow one day make it, right, I will have employ OKUs. Means that's the sections in our departments that we use to interact with the authorities. I can actually head that departments for them. They can means they can come with the wheelchair, and as long they can communicate and all these things, why not? So give them a try. I mean, I hope the private sector, that's why some of the corporations or private sectors, receptionists, telephone who receive the telephones, they actually employ blind people because they can manage it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, to cut things short, there's a lot of things that can be done, a lot of ways that we can actually help these disabled people, regardless whether dia orang tak ada tangan ke, tak ada kaki ke, tak ada penglihatan ke, pekak bisu ke dan sebagainya. there's a lot of ways that we can actually help them, and please do not use them to your advantage and trying to make a quick buck along the road, because why? I mean, we are humans after all. So please, again, as what I always say on this show, use common sense. Let's jump into the second topic at hand right now. Yeah, second topic. Okay, this one I have to give Melvin a bit of a lead, because again, I do not eat this. I think majority of the Chinese would actually enjoy this more, because what we want to cover on this topic is that global trafficking, booming online trade in Malaysia as well as Singapore could endanger sea cucumber and fish maw population. First of all, Melvin, before you start, fish maw ni apa benda ah?
Fish maw is a part of a fish like stomachs that actually you dry it, and then you make it into dishes.
Okay, and it is custom to Chinese cuisine, I assume.
It is so-called an expensive food item. Sea cucumber and fish maw is expensive items. It's classified under dry seafood, and during festive seasons, Chinese festive seasons, so-called everyone wish to have such dishes on the table, right?
So
it's rocket high. An average sea cucumber, even an average size, will cost you about almost 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit a kilo.
Wow!
Right, that is a normal one. You could fetch up to a few thousand ringgit a kilo. Even fish maw, I come across fish maw that exhibits in their shops in Mid Valley, cost you 18,000.
Okay.
You know, so it's sometimes, I mean, I am a Chinese, but sometimes Chinese is different. They think more expensive things is to tunjuk the wealth.
Oh, belagak lah, to show they're very atas lah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, some of these sea cucumber and fish maw come from endangered species. All right, the more expensive it is, the more endangered it is.
Of course,
you know. So we should stop that. You know, I don't mind cutting off these two foods. I mean, I had cut off shark fin. I can't remember when the last time I had shark fin. You know.
Yeah.
So now they have found out they do online sales on sea cucumber and fish maw, which you can find in the market, in the supermarket as well. You know, but these are coming from the endangered species. You should track down. The authorities should track down who are the sellers, where are the sources.
Yeah. Exactly, because it has been reported a burgeoning online trade of sea cucumbers and fish maw in Malaysia and Singapore, as well as high levels of international trafficking could endanger their populations if regulators do not step up scrutiny and control. As what was reported by Traffic, which is an NGO, it has said that it had come across more than 5,000 kilograms of sea cucumber and fish maw for sale while monitoring more than 30 online sites in Singapore and Malaysia over the 11 days in the year 2020. 5,000 kilograms at 2,000 ringgit a kilogram. Dah banyak juta dah tu.
No, I tell you, that is very little this NGO find out, but this NGO did not also specify what species is the endangered species. To be fair, I can tell you, you go to the wholesaler, it comes by container of these cucumbers and fish maw. Wow. I mean, so this is another dry seafood products, just like your ikan bilis and all these things, you know. But if it's coming from endangered species, that is a different thing. Just like ayam, you can eat ayam, the chicken. Now ayam is getting very expensive. Ayam telur Terengganu is getting running out. It's I mean, I give you an example. Ayam we can eat. I mean, those rare in the farm, but ayam hutan is you will get caught catching ayam hutan or eating ayam hutan. You'll be fine. Those are under endangered animal species, even though it's ayam. So Singapore, that's got varieties. I tell you, I bring you to a wholesaler, you find much more than that. It comes from Australia, it comes from even Canada, America, fish maw and all these things, because they have Chinese things there. So they know they harvest from there and they send over here.
They actually, I mean, like it is something that a lot of people, again, like you said, when it's endangered, when it's more expensive, a lot more people want to have it because again, it's sort of like shouting out their social status,
Yes.
amongst everyone else. Like, oh, look at me, aku makan benda RM2,000 yang aku telan sekali punya, that kind of a thing. So they want to show it to people that they are that rich and wealthy and they can do whatever they want. But
So you say
unfortunately,
you also eat sea cucumber. Your sea cucumber is only 4 inches. Mine is about 1 foot.
okay,
You know,
okay, I don't know. You
it's true. Sea cucumber can be more than 1 foot. Those are very expensive one.
okay, all right. So
50,000 ringgit per kilo.
yeah, okay. So let's not talk about the length of the sea cucumber because again, kalau pendek ke panjang ko, regardless, benda tu endangered species, kita tak sepatutnya makan. And we do hope that, yeah, again, we are pleading back to the authorities because again, masalahnya sekarang, a lot of people are selling it online and it's very hard for the authorities, the cybercrime people, to actually follow all of these online sites because a lot of the portals, they are very smart in masking themselves, not able to, not disclosing where their thereabouts are. These people could literally be living in Alaska or live in, some parts of the world and just selling it all over the world. But there are some things that we need to put a stop, or at
Yeah,
least
the
kalau
world getting smaller, globalizations.
yeah,
Now, not even globalizations, online marketing. Right, it can sell and buy from different corner of the world. You know.
exactly.
Yeah.
So please, at least we human beings, we people of the world, stop this. Kalau you lapar sangat, you nak tunjuk you hebat sangat, makan kan. You makanlah ayam 10 kilo pun. You bayarlah lebih. Walaupun sekilo sekarang RM8.5 kan. Makan je lah ayam tu. Banyak lagi. Untuk you boleh dapatkan. Alright. We have come to almost at the end of the show. But I want to give you a chance, Marvin. You nak buat ACTnow in the community ke? You nak buat quick updates? I bagi you chance. Pilih.
I say okay. Something's on the community. Something I like to bring up.
All right. So we want to talk about ACTnow and the community because why? We want to share you guys a picture of a house yang dia tak perasan rumah dia sebenarnya rumah teres, tapi dia hidup seperti orang duduk rumah banglo, and that has been reported in this particular picture here in Subang Jaya. Hebatnya rumah ni, Melvin. Dia punya extension tu bukan nak
There's nothing wrong to renovate your house, but most important is to submit to the authorities, which is the margins under the constitution. Like in Subang, is under MBSJ to get the approval. You know why? Otherwise, it's not approved. You cannot extend your houses. It's illegal extension, and not only that, when you sell your house, those new buyers, please be aware. If the house that you buy is re-renovated, make sure you have to get the approval. Otherwise, you can't even get a loan.
Correct.
Because the plans that you have that supports your property, it doesn't matches with what you see physically.
Itulah, imagine kan, you pergi bank kan, you kata, saya nak beli rumah ni, dah setuju dah, tuan rumah dah jual kat saya. Apa pasal plan awak ni tunjuk 1 tingkat, tapi saya tengok rumah ni 3 tingkat. Tak ke gila?
Yeah. So, first of all, it's illegal to have your house extended without approval. Just submit approval because they make sure that it's under safety regulation they have, because we have people that actually die in a house but during fire that were trapped inside, because of illegal extensions and all these things, or the whole, let's say 1 story they build out to 2 story, 3 story, it collapsed.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Second, so that's why safety of the new buyer, because you will probably upgrade, you want to sell. So those new buyer, please ensure they have this approved certificates by the majors. Otherwise, you can't even get your loan.
Yeah. Hence why this Good Samaritan has actually used the ACTnow mobile community app to lodge a report. Because of the concerns of that, the safety concerns, because again, kita tak tahu rumah tu betul dibuat mengikut all of the rules and regulations, mengikut all the facts and whatnot. So hence why this particular Good Samaritan has actually lodged a report using the ACTnow app, and it has been forwarded to the MBSJ authorities, and they have found out that these people didn't have proper paperwork, and they are being looked into at a much more scrutiny circumstances, putting it that way. Okay, alright, that's it for now. Wow, Melvin semenjak 2 hari cuti ni kan, dia macam cakap banyak lah. Lepas ni kita bagi Melvin buat
jam. I thought it's just 3 minutes.
That's right. Good times when you're having a good time, it always flies by very, very quickly. But don't worry, we'll definitely be back together, Melvin and I, on Monday. Betul, Melvin? You're gonna be back on Monday?
Yes, I'll be back, definitely. So have a
Laju dia
nice
tengok.
weekend. Have a nice
You
weekend.
too. Have a nice weekend and continue your celebration following the SOPs, Marvin. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Take care, man. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Wow. Okay. Penat. Layan Melvin dah lama tak ke udara. But it's fun. It's always fun, being on the show together, delivering to you guys all of the hottest issues, all of the latest issues, whatever that is happening within our community as well as our beloved nation as well. Hence why we come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. So don't miss out on our next episode next Monday at 12 p.m. Same place. Have a great weekend. Me, Odlan here, signing out. Take care, guys. Bye. Happy lunching.